Wow, hello my people. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Your wish has always been my command. Thanks always. Well, meanwhile, this is another one. The indigenous people of Biafra Ipob has revealed the reason behind the resignation of their deputy leader and Radio Biafra Deputy Director Uche Mefor. Authentic news giant reported that Uche Mefor voluntarily stepped aside as deputy leader of Ipob over rift with the leader of indigenous people of Biafra Nnamdi Kanu and the leadership. Ipob former deputy leader Uche Mefor is said to be having a feud with Nnamdi Kanu, which culminated in a very serious war of words between the two Ipob leaders. Following his resignation, Uche Mefor had also floated a new radio station called Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio, BHFR. Reacting to the resignation of Uche Mefor, the Ipob Head Directorate of State, Mazi Chika Edoziem, pointed out that Uche Mefor resigned due to gross insubordination and indiscipline. The memo reads, "The global family of the indigenous people of Biafra Ipob are led by Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a movement founded with the sole objective to restore the lost sovereignty of the Biafra nation and the dignity of our people. The family is one whose foundation is built upon very solid fundamental principles that has made it impossible for enemies and detractors, both within and outside, to cause any disaffection capable of fracturing the family. The Directorate of State, being the highest administrative institution of the indigenous people of Biafra family, Ipob worldwide, wish to state as follows: that the indigenous people of Biafra Ipob that the indigenous people of Biafra Ipob worldwide is under one central command and one leader in the person of Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Our command and control mechanism is the irreducible fundamental principle upon which the discipline and cohesion of our movement rest. Simply put, obey the last order and command from our leader or a person designated in his stead, or quietly and honorably resign. Our movement attach the greatest importance to discipline. Therefore, insubordination in any guise or form constitutes the highest act of indiscipline, and irrespective of the position one may occupy, grave consequences follow any act of insubordination. Mazi Obieno, relieved of his position as Ipob North American rep for gross acts of insubordination, he convened a meeting in total contravention of Ipob Code of Conduct. Mazi Uche Mefor, in a Zoom meeting he conveyed on Sunday, the 22nd of November 2020, made some allegations against the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra and went as far as calling our leader a liar. Mazi Mefor conveniently forgot or refused to tell those he called for the Zoom meeting the genesis of his problem with the DOS and, by extension, our leader. Mazi Mefor was instructed by our leader to be attending his unit meeting in London and pay his monthly dues as everyone else does, but he disobeyed this simple instruction from his leader with the excuse that he, as the deputy leader, will either attend unit meetings or pay monthly dues because he is entitled to same privilege occurring to Nnamdi Kanu as the leader of Ipob worldwide. When Mefor suspended the UK national coordinator, which he had no right to without prior authorization from our leader, and wanted to hard working officer to be expelled from Ipob, which our leader rejected. He wanted the hard-working officer to be expelled from Ipob, which our leader rejected. Instead, our leader asked Mefor to allow the national coordinator carry on with his duties after serving the suspension given to him by Mefor. In flagrant disregard and disobedience to our leader's directive to allow the UK national do his work, Mefor vindictively wrote to the British Home Office with the objective to ruin and nullify every asylum chance of Ipob asylum seekers in the UK. The same process used by himself and his PA Mazi Solomon Agbo to obtain UK residency is sought to deny other Biafrans. Mefor's letter to the UK government has made it almost impossible for Ipob family members in the UK to receive favorable hearing of the tribunal. Ipob's ethos of "Be Your Brother's Keeper" was destroyed by Mefor's letter to the UK Home Office. Because our leader refused to expel a very hard-working UK national coordinator, Mefor transferred his anger towards the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra and the Directorate of State. When Mefor complained that officers in the security department were not briefing him on the inner workings of our volunteers on the ground, especially every security detail and plan on ground in Biafra land, Oyendo informed Mefor during a recorded DOS meeting that Mefor should come to him every Tuesday for a briefing on matter pertaining to our volunteers and security for which he may require information. Mefor never honored this invitation. He wanted to receive briefings direct from officers in the field. Mefor has on many publicly occasion confronted our leader, thereby exhibiting gross act of indiscipline for someone occupying the position he held. The case of the infamous Regius video he issued where he spent a great deal of time publicly castigating, insulting, and questioning the direction the leadership is taking the movement. Mefor refused to broadcast with our leader when our leader requested him to. His reason being that our leader must not talk about or raise the issue of the dead Buhari and the imposter in ARR0G if our leader wants him, Mefor, to broadcast with him. Instances of Mefor's indiscipline and acts of insubordination are too numerous to mention here, but in the fullness of time it shall be laid bare. It's no secret that our radio is always under attack when our leader is broadcasting, and we are always working to be ahead of those trying to stop our message from getting to our people. There were numerous occasions when our Radio Biafra app would be playing something completely different from our leader's live broadcast. The Directorate of State hereby challenge Mazi Uche Mefor Ipob worldwide family that lie he claimed our leader told. It is on record that our leader on numerous occasions lamented that some of our platforms has been taken over by the zoo government because there is no reason our Radio Biafra app under the control of Mazi Mefor must be playing a recorded program anytime our leader is broadcasting live all other platforms. Bearing in mind the sacrifices made by our people in sweat and blood for this restoration project, no one, be it a high-ranking principal officer, will be allowed to derail our march to freedom. Knowing that Ipob cannot afford to be distracted from our set objective, which is the restoration of the sovereignty and independence of Biafra nation. All right, and that has been said so far on this one. And so there's someone that said that, well, Uche Mefor has not done well in a setting like this. You try all you can, including great personal sacrifice, to ensure unity. The project is not about self, but the freedom of your people. The clamor for justice, equity, and fairness. Any other thing should be secondary. It is only when you have achieved your objectives that you start looking at those mundane issues. You do not deliberately play into the ends of your enemies. Therefore, you have not done well. That has been said so far against Mefor. Well, that is it, my people, on this one. Meanwhile, let me have your take on this, and remember to subscribe for more updates. Thanks and God bless.